Well, welcome back to another episode of In Good Company, where we believe that the best parts in business happen in good company. And I got to tell you, and I've probably said something similar to this before, but we have a guest today that from the moment we met, it just felt like, wait, do we like know each other? Like, are you secretly my sister or something? Like, I don't know. Well, maybe you are. But just please tune into this episode if you are someone who maybe you haven't been able to quite fit in a specific role because you are so interested in helping people and serving people, and you just can't quite fit the mold, and it feels like a lot of times you're almost up against the current or up against the grain. This is someone who has taken the uniqueness that God has put inside of her, and she has been able to apply this not just to her work, but to her life. And just so excited to have you on. So without further ado, Krystle Ellis, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Welcome.
Oh, come on. Now, we have been singing, just to be clear,
yes,
before the episode started.
We have been singing, and there might be random
outburst even.
Yes, of singing.
I think that's great.
I think it's great.
Yeah, and quite honestly, I think it matches the vibe of what we've got. Can you imagine if like a band just popped up and we just had like a full, that'd be incredible.
Let's coordinate it.
Okay.
All right.
Next episode, we'll do it.
Facts.
So what's your story? Like, did you grow up here? Like, for people that don't know you, just give us a quick, maybe 2-minute rundown of
2-minute rundown. Okay. Well, I was born in Brooklyn. I am a first generation American. My family is from the most elaborate, most illustrious, most amazing island of Jamaica. And I was raised in South Florida, and then I moved back to Rochester for college. So about me, I am a low-key comedian.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not, but I think
high key. A high key comedian.
High key
All right.
comedian, and just I have a passion for life, helping other people grow, a passion for doing fun things, and just resting in the presence of God. Yeah, and just chilling, literally chilling.
Yeah. Just to dive into your story really quick, I feel like, and I know I've known you for a limited amount of time, but anybody that knows you that I know, they're like, oh, she's legit. Like, oh my gosh, you got to get to know her or whatever. I feel like there's maybe some people listening, I know I've fallen in this, where you can live a short amount of period, a long amount of period, but people are going to let you down in some capacity of life, whether this is a boss or a parent or a teacher or a coach or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How have you still been able to maintain your belief in the good of people despite being let down?
Gosh. I hold on to the scripture that we fight not against flesh and blood. And so when I look at an individual, I don't see them as being an issue or a problem. I see the thing behind them that's possibly influencing their behavior.
Yep.
And so I will always have a strong belief in the goodness of people because God created them.
Yeah.
And so that means if I don't believe in the goodness of people, I don't believe in the goodness of God.
Hello.
That's it. It's so simple. Sometimes, we want to overcomplicate things. It's like, no, God created people.
Yeah.
And he created them with love, in love, with perfect intentions. And so I can't do anything that I don't see my Father doing. And so I have to follow that modality. I have to follow that blueprint. And so if I don't see people and the goodness on the inside of people, well, then I'm kind of a little out of whack and I need to be recalibrated and readjusted.
Yeah.
There's always good in people. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. And I just think we're living in a time that is so, if you're not with me, you're against me. And this could be politics, religion, race, whatever.
To get into.
Okay. But again, despite all those differences, it's like having that belief, having that core sound placement of, I'm not trying to force you into any which way. I'm going to love you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to show up for you. And
That's
so
right.
how has that been able to unfold in your business? What do you do for work? Give us a little bit of rundown there.
Yeah, for sure. So I own Ellis K Consulting, which is a multi-dimensional firm that helps to catapult businesses to the next level in success through policy making, strategic planning, and business development. And you know what? The crown jewel of what we do
Say it.
is that we are able to leverage the talents and lived experiences of the employees working within an organization and the customers that they serve. And we put that together by looking and pinpointing certain areas in their operational functioning to say, this is where you're losing profit. And so you're not losing profit because you don't have the best product. Maybe it's because you aren't leveraging the talents within your organization.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. We're a beacon of trust in the community. We guarantee real results. When we take on clients, we first ask them, are you sure that you want to work with Ellis K Consulting?
Yeah.
And so we give them the option to opt out because we say, if you engage with us, you're about to have not only a transformation within your business, but you're going to have a mental transformation as well when it comes to delivering the business that you do. So are you sure?
Wow. Do you find a lot of the people you work with, are they stuck usually? And when I say the word stuck, whether that's in their business or maybe there's like a personal stuck that they have, I mean, what are you finding is kind of that reoccurring pain point that maybe some of your clients end up having?
Some are stuck, some are misunderstood, and most don't understand themselves.
Whoa.
And so that is being stuck is the fruit of the root problem of not knowing who they are and knowing what their identity is and what is their presence in the market. How do they show up in the market? And so we help to unpack that. A lot of times we say, okay, well, you got to stuff your emotions and leave it at the door and walk into, once you pass the threshold of your door of your business and you have to be a different person. Well, reality check, you can't.
Yep.
And so you carry in what's going on at home, what's going on in the periphery of all the other things that are happening in life. And that informs how you build your business. That informs how you hire. It informs how you take value in your operations. It informs everything. So not only are we talking about business operations and getting into that HR handbook or looking at your org chart to see, well, why is this person here? Or what is the role and responsibilities? I want to get into how do you think about the people working within your organization, and do you feel worthy enough to sit in the seat that you're in?
Ironically, a lot of those same conversations happen with what we do with imposter syndrome, of course, being, hey, do you want to come on a podcast, or can we do some thought leadership style content for social media? And a lot of times the business owner will go, well, do people really care about what I have to say? Or they'll say something like, well, there's already people online there's already all these YouTube videos or all this content out there about these topics. And there is that imposter syndrome that takes place. I deal with it. And I think everybody does to a certain degree. But how did you get involved in this? Have you always kind of worked in this capacity? I mean,
Always.
Okay, cool.
Always. All right, I'm going to take you back. That's like the rewind.
Take us back to Jamaica.
Take us back to Jamaica.
I want to sit on the islands.
Jamaica is so bomb. And so, all right, I'll take you back to Jamaica. And so the reason why I'm able to work with so many people, and I'm so happy for the culture that I have, is because the national motto is out of many one people. And so what that means is that no matter who it is, we are one. No matter how many people are here, we are one. And so you hear the songs of the one love. And when people go to Jamaica, they feel like they belong there. It's their home away from home. And that is the culture that most Jamaicans carry. And when I was 8 years old, I was on the patio, sitting on the patio in Florida. And I was playing with, that's when the Barbie pools came out.
Okay.
It was litigants, okay?
Yeah.
I was like, Barbie! And there was a movie going on in the living room, and I looked over, and it's the movie called Serafina.
Okay.
And Serafina was about the fight of apartheid in South Africa.
Yeah.
And I heard God as clear and crispy as some really good water, as He is the water. This is going to be what you do. You will be a unifier.
Whoa. 8 years old.
8 years old. It was, I could see myself. It was like, you know those bubble butt TVs?
Yeah.
That's what.
Those were so heavy for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And that is what I heard. And ever since then, I have been so intrigued by human nature and the nature of God and why people do the things that they do. I'm so curious about people. And so that just slid into what I do for a living, to say businesses are not just businesses. Businesses are people who created the business. We're just watching what's in their head manifest.
Yeah. Wow. We talked about some of my experience with Jamaica. I took a community service trip when I was at St. John Fisher. And one of my favorite memories, we went to Riverton, Jamaica, Kingston area, and we were doing like painting school walls and like doing little activities with the kids and stuff. And our bus would roll up, and for those that are not from Rochester, St. John Fisher is like pretty white, like just a lot of white people are there.
You're right.
So I want to say maybe the whole bus was white, let's say. We roll up, do our big mission trip, and I will never forget. So one of the leaders there was like, "Look, it's the whiteys," and that was like my first welcome to Jamaica moment.
I love it.
And I was like, "Well, he's not wrong. That is us." But anyway, we had such a great time. We met college students from the University of West Indies from there. They were also volunteering.
Yeah.
Still connect with them on Facebook to this day. My wife and I did our honeymoon in Jamaica, so we saw like the other side of Jamaica. But every single time we went, the one love type of concept like that, there was something to. It's like you're one of us now. And I think when we were in Riverton, it was a very dangerous area. And yet we felt like we were protected, and we were already in on the inside.
That's one thing about Jamaicans, is that when they love you, they protect you. And if you look into the history of Jamaicans, we are a part of a great warrior tribe coming out of Ghana and different areas. And I crack up about the whitey thing, because when you know that you're loved by a Jamaican, everyone gets a nickname.
It's amazing.
It's a nickname. Like, even sometimes you don't even know your family member's real name until the funeral. And so you're like, what? This was their name?
His name was Todd the whole time?
Literally. And having another official name. Like, my grandfather is Raphael, but everyone called him Barry. So until I grew up and knew the difference, I was like, who's Raphael?
Who are you guys talking to?
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. And I love that you've absorbed that culture. Like, I think there's some people that we've tried to fit and kind of like form our way to acceptance.
Yes.
We've tried to say, well, I'm going to kind of be what this job needs me to be. I'm going to be what this professor needs me to be. And we spend so much of our life, and I've had many conversations with aspiring young entrepreneurs that they are stuck even into their 30s about being who their parents want them to be. And it all comes down to that identity forming exercise that is not just a one-time thing, it's a daily thing of continuing to shed that off. But I love that you're doing that work. And I just think that, yes, you're going to help grow businesses, all of those things, but I've got to believe there's stories upon stories of actual lives that are being changed. Because the business stuff is fun and we can make money with that and all that. But do you have any, just, you don't have to say names, but any stories of just working with individuals where they have come back to you and gone, oh my gosh, like my family is restored. Like my whole life has changed. Do you have any of those quick stories?
For sure. Right now, I'm running a short program with 10 businesses, women leaders who are looking to and who have wanted to grow their brand presence. And it was wild. It was one day I was teaching, And it clicked in my head, and Holy Spirit said, stop. Just completely stop and turn on praise and worship, soaking music. No words at all, just soaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? This is unusual. And I did it. And I looked across the table, and there were these business owners weeping. Just weeping. It was so, the presence was so thick in the room. And when I started the cohort, it wasn't like I recruited for believers. It was just like,
Sure.
Yeah, it was just like folks. But in that moment, they were like, I felt heavy, and I needed to get some of the things in my heart out of the way so that I can really be successful, or even believe that I could be successful in business.
Yeah.
And so I love working together in partnership with God, with going through the tunnels of the brain and saying, and removing some of those blockages, and just like literally plucking them out, where these individuals are never the same, where it would be like terrified of creating a logo. And I'm like, why were you terrified of creating a logo? I was just like, no, we're sitting here together and we're going to do this in 30 minutes. Watch. I don't know if I could do it. Watch 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And just having these hyper-focused sessions with people where it eliminates all the negative talk in their brain and getting them to where they need to be. We're going to get it done. Guaranteed results. Like, if you rock with me and you rock with my crew, let me tell you something, you'll never be the same.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, it's the belief, like we talked about earlier. I just think that we can spend so much time, especially as entrepreneurs, building up the clients, building up, the people that we're serving. It's the whole, I spend so much time working in the business that I can't work on the business type of thing. And I think when you set aside that time, and really what you're describing is you are setting an atmosphere that actually invites them to exhale.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're forcing Christianity down their throat or any of those things. You're setting the environment.
That's right.
And if we believe that God's handprint is on every single person, which we do, then when you do those things, it creates peace. It creates, and we don't need to go too deep in this, but I will.
I mean,
Jesus is the Prince of Peace.
Come on.
So when you invite the presence in, that's not just a mystical feeling or goosebumps or something. You are inviting the person who is the Savior
That's right.
into the room. And again, whether that's through a prayer or it's through turning on music that is, lifting him up or whatever that ends up being. And so for those that are listening that maybe do have this faith arm to their life, but they haven't maybe been able to integrate it in, how have you been able to do that so seamlessly with what you do without bombarding people or overwhelming them, especially if they come from a different faith background? How have you been able to incorporate that in your business?
So I very rarely talk about religion. And if I do talk about it, I will preface by saying what I personally believe, but I respect everyone and their beliefs. Folks call me the culture broker. And so being a culture broker, when someone approaches me, I'm like, well, let's talk about where do you see your company? What makes you happy? When you envision the people working for you and with you, when you envision your clients and your customers and your patients, what are they doing because they are satisfied with what you have given to them? And then I use the principles of the Word of God without saying this is what those principles are, but that is what business is. Well, that's what business development is. When you look at all these books and self-help books, when you look back into the Word of God, those are the principles of being a good business owner, how to become profitable, how to become influential, how to have great customer service, how to treat people well, leaving the 99 and going after the one. That is what business is. It's like, okay, well, I need to know my customer. I'm going to leave the 99 and I want to know what's important to you.
Yeah.
The very personhood, the very essence of Jesus is customer service.
Yeah.
Also, Jesus wasn't broke.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real about it. And
Yeah.
so Jesus wasn't broke when you have to walk around with somebody to count the coins.
How do I get me one of those? Someone to walk with me and count my coins. That'd be great.
Listen, it'll be so great. So he was, let me tell you something. How do you ask 12 people to leave what they're doing to walk with you and promise them snacks? Okay, well, and here's what, because at that point, they know he's the Messiah, but it takes a leap of faith to walk with someone that you didn't know from the time you were born.
Yeah.
And then there was something within him and in his personhood and in his essence that caused them to believe over a period of time that, you know what, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And that's business. He worked hand in hand with the Father to carry people along, to transform the fabric of history for generations. That he is the most, even if one doesn't believe in Jesus or not, people are like, Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's because this great man who walked the earth, who was an exceptional lover of people, exceptional friend, and a great business owner. And he's able to see the pain points and turn it into good. Yeah.
If it's not good, he's not done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, he is good. And I think for those that are listening that maybe don't share that, or maybe they checked out halfway through us talking about this, I've always found such a striking similarity between entrepreneurs and Christians, because it takes immense faith to launch a business.
Yes.
You are looking at something that doesn't exist, and you are saying, okay, I got this in order. Here I go.
Yes.
That is the definition of faith.
Yes.
I cannot physically see it, but I believe that it's going to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this stand. So it is always so fascinating to me, because the only thing, I mean, there's many things, but you're a great scholar, so I don't want to say this with confidence if it's not true. I'm going to, and you can correct me and we'll edit it out. One of the only things that God says that to honor God is faith.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to honor God, I need to have faith.
Yeah.
And an entrepreneur, you've got that first ingredient.
Yeah.
And so as you step into that, there's so much that we could probably spend the next 10 hours talking about this. But one of the things that I love about our podcast, we have a segment called Fails of the Week. And this doesn't have to just be from this week, but I think that people can have, tuned into this so far and been like, oh my gosh, she's living in her calling. She's got a lot of purpose. She's doing great. And they don't see the actual grind and the actual difficulties that it takes to run a business. Mm-hmm. What are some fails maybe this week or this year or past couple of years that you just think would be worth sharing? I'm sure there's a huge list.
Oh my gosh, the fails were failing. This week, let's think about it. Okay, this week I scrolled on social media for over an hour. That's crazy business for me.
I know what that's like.
And so I don't like doing that. The reason, because after I scroll for a really long time, I get terrible headaches. And so I have to realize not only what it's doing to my mental, but what it's doing to my physical body. So that is a big fail. That's a big fail of the week. Looking back at the start of my leadership journey, before I was even got into entrepreneurship, I was a terrible leader. Terrible. Can I tell you?
Dive into that.
Number one on the mic, terrible. And so I always got the good results. So at the end, what we set out to do turned out well. But I didn't know how to, going back to how I became good at this, is leverage the strengths and the talents of the individuals I'm working with. I wanted them to do what I wanted them to do without deviation.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I ran over them thinking that we were playing as a team, where I was literally hooking them and dragging them along to make the touchdown with me.
Yeah.
And so when I looked back on the field, I saw a whole bunch of hurt players And it wasn't that they were hurt by the other team, they were hurt by me. And so I didn't care for them. And so after God revealed that to me, where I could have stayed in blindness and said, yay, well, we accomplished the goal. Okay, nobody died, so we're good. But no, like going into the presence of God and asking him, well, how did I do? And he's like, we're going to have a little talk here. And I want you to look at the product of your pride, the product of your lack of humility, your product of this is a part of who you were growing up, and how, because you didn't work that out, it is now affecting how you lead. And so what God required of me to do, and I'm happy, is I had to go back to each individual, talk it out, and ask for forgiveness. And say, I've hurt you in ways unimaginable, in ways that I may not understand. Now, was I going after someone being mean? No, that is not just who I am. No, it was just like, we have to get the job done by any means necessary. We ride at dawn and let's get it done.
Yeah.
And so being able to apologize to them and saying, please, and not saying, oh, I'm just sorry for doing that. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
I've wronged you. And being able to be in that place, that is when the leader was born.
It's incredible. I do this, but I've also had this done to me. I heard someone say once that there's a difference between delegating and dumping. I've also heard that it's possible to delegate task, but leaders delegate responsibility. And I've been in chapters of this business where I've just delegated the task.
Yeah.
Do this checklist. Once you get it done, come back to dad. Dad will tell you what the next tasks are. And you can run a business that way.
Yeah.
But the real growth of our business has begun to take place when specialists that are actually better at the tasks than me are in those roles. And now they're almost coming to me and saying, yo, bro, you got to do these tasks.
Yes.
Because I own this and you're actually keeping our team behind.
Yes.
Right? That takes a tremendous amount of humility. And it also, especially in an agency world like mine, or even a consulting firm like yours, if people learn the secret sauce, they could go do this on their own.
Yes.
They could leave at any time.
Yes.
So how do I maintain as a leader the environment where I want to keep them and I want to grow our team? I don't want to reveal too many secrets because then they could go do this. How do you balance those type of thoughts?
I have the conversation up front that I want you to leave.
Boom. Okay. Let's go.
I want you to leave. If that is what God has for you, I want you to leave in a time that God has ordained for you to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to leave prematurely, no, but yes. A perfect example of this is that I'm working with a young lady right now, and she is incredible. And so I was like, all right, God, I just adore her. I would love to work with her for a really, really long time. But I know that God has some plans for her. And the plan is not always for her to be in the place where she is now. So how do I equip her with everything that she needs to go on to open a business or work at the next place? Because I have trust is that the same way how God delivered this exceptional human being to work with me, there is someone else in the hopper that is going to come in and take that person's place.
Yeah.
God will never, ever leave me or forsake me or leave our business destitute.
Yeah.
And so if we are in the business of growing people, and that's what God is in that business as well, then he'll just line someone else up. So I'm not afraid of people leaving. When they leave for great opportunities, we better have a party, because that means I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in environments where you're either handing over work or you're hoarding over work. And I've worked with people that are in the kind of the legacy season of their life where they're getting close to retirement or whatever. and they almost feel threatened by younger.
Oh, that's a big thing happening now.
You don't have the experience, but yet, especially in the marketing world, there are young kids right now.
Yes.
That are like playing video games on Twitch and making money.
Yeah, for real.
There are kids that are like doing TikTok, whatever, and this and that, and they're actually like they're doing it to a degree that the 50 plus has no idea how to do it.
Yes.
And so we're in this, and then don't even get me started about like, do I need to go to college? Do I need to we're just everything. With the internet and whatever else, it's wide open in terms of what you can do. It is.
Let those kids be great. I love when, oh my gosh, am I dating myself? I love when the young ones. I'm a young one. I'm a young one. But when you see, there is another young lady that I'm working with, and she goes to the Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship.
Oh, yeah.
Super talented. So my daughter had a Five Below sponsored my daughter, gave her the entire Pittsford store to have a shopping spree for all of her friends. And so this young lady came out, and I realized, wow, she's really talented but underutilized. I was like, go ahead and create a video. It went viral. And people from other states were commenting like, way to go, Five Below, this is a lovely family. I love when people just do what they're good at, because I remember being young and having to manage up, and it was terrible. It was terrible. So no, let the kids do what they need to do. Let them rock out. I need to go to some of their universities, the university of playing games online and buying real estate in the little whatever world.
Little Minecraft.
That's what my daughter does all day. I was like, baby, do what you got to do. I love it. Teach me.
Yeah. Well, no, I think there's just being open and realizing that every single individual has a path that God has set out for them. Doesn't mean they're always walking in that, but he has set it out for them. And I think if our businesses, if anyone listening, if your business can be a safe haven for people to come, they don't feel threatened, they don't feel and again, this is both for clients as well as employees, but to have a safe space for people, that's another thing that we could spend hours talking about. Is unfortunately, whether it's consulting or it's a marketing agency or wherever you find yourself, there are a lot of bad apples out there too, and it's not our job to push them down or to pick on them or any of those things. But I just think that people don't care what you say you're going to do; they care what you actually do. That's right. And so you can market the heck out of yourself, and you can have the best website and the best social media, but if you don't actually do what you say you're going to do, you're not going to grow your business. You're not going to get employees.
I work with all types of businesses across all industries, no matter how one identifies and see themselves in the world. And people know what I believe, and they still flock, and they're like, can we work together? And it is because I meet them where they are to get them to where they need to be by using the vehicle of love and joy. Yeah. And I think about this any business owner, when it comes to customer service and doing the best that they can, I ask them, does your business or does your name open doors or close them? When someone hears your name, do they say, yes, I absolutely adore that person. There is oil and water on that person. They are absolutely amazing. Wow, you were trained by that person. Come on in and have a seat. Yeah. Or when they hear your name, they say, oh, you can't come over here. Let's close the door, because destruction and pain follows that name. And that is why we have been able to grow in the way that we have been able to, is because of we use the vehicle of love and joy and inject it into business. And that is why the businesses we work with are successful.
I think that's where we clip it for social media. That's a bomb quote. And it's true what you're saying. True. I mean, every experience I've had with you thus far is your reputation also precedes you, right? It's like when we were, I think Connor Dixon Travel connected
I love
us.
my Connor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Love that guy.
Connor is it for me.
He's a competitor of mine. So Connor, if you're watching, never work with, I'm just kidding.
I love
him.
you. All right.
Go ahead. Yeah. Let it
I
out.
love you, Connor. You're my guy. Let me tell you about Connor.
All right. Let's take a segment to talk about one of my best friends. I was in this dude's wedding. I love this guy with every ounce of my being. Let's go.
Let me tell you about Connor. Connor has captured the deepest story of my life that was such a vulnerable moment in our lives, and that moment was like, we're in it with God, and he captured it so beautifully. There is such a I don't know how to I know how to describe Connor. There is a peace and a calmness about Connor. This silent strength. He is a titan. He is a man that you can trust. And when I met him, I knew that he was my brother. I just knew it. Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, there's some people you meet. But Connor, I knew. And we understood each other. Where even like we could look at each other and make a joke in our head and like howl.
Yep.
And we just click like that. He was also there at a very important moment in my life. We were growing out of our old home and we needed to get into another home that fit all of us because my son was in my room. And truth is, I was tired and options were few. I was like, truth is, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I was we were out to eat. We were at Adelita's, grubbing on some bomb Mexican food. And we're just talking about just deep things, like deep things about how we were raised, our families, and so on and so forth. And I get a phone call from my real estate agent, and they're like, you need to come with the check for your down payment. And he was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I gotta go and do this. And it was just like such a huge moment because we celebrated together, and he just comes in at just the right moments, but as like one of like the biggest moments of my life. He just shows up. So that dude has like my heart and loyalty forever. Like, that is my brother from another mother. I rock with Connor Dixon Schwabel, hard body.
What I love about what you're describing is you literally just put into practice what we just talked about for the past 30, 40 minutes of, you didn't mention one time any of the work that he's provided for you. You just simply talked about the human being of him.
Yeah.
And I think that the people that work with you, the people that you connect with, they would say the same. It's yes, of course, the work and those things are great, but it really is your spirit, the way in which you carry yourself, that you show up, and then you speak those words of encouragement to people that are going through a lot. Okay, favorite part of the episode, rapid fire hot seat questions.
Let's go.
These are like 1 to 2 word responses, like just big.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta be nervous about this.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Okay.
Favorite local coffee shop?
Layali.
Where is that?
That's on Jefferson. It is nice. It's like gold and marble on the inside.
Whoa.
It's next to Dave's Chicken, the new chicken joint on Jefferson.
I'll hit it.
Bomb.
I'll hit it. One worship song on repeat right now.
Give Me Oil. I forget who the person is, but they're bomb though.
What is a book that every entrepreneur should read?
Culture of Honor by Danny Silk.
Dream, client, or collab?
CIA.
Whoa. Like the CIA?
The CIA.
Okay. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Both.
Okay. What's one thing people get wrong about you?
What people get wrong about me, they possibly think I'm serious, but I'm so unserious.
Okay.
I am a wild child. Like, I am, like, Like, let's jump into, if there's a body of water,
Yeah.
we're jumping into it with work clothes on.
Great.
Just for a good time. I'm that
Then let's go back to the boardroom. Let's have our meeting.
Yeah,
Circle my clothes.
but like let's just while out and have a good time, and then let's get to business.
Wow.
I love fun.
I love that. Last one. What's your go-to reset activity?
Hiking.
Okay. I wouldn't think of resetting with that, but that's
Hiking is
wonderful.
it for me with the birds. And then I have this, my husband hates it. I walk around with a fanny pack with bird seeds in it. And I'm on a trail.
You are the bird lady from Home Alone.
Yes. I
That's
am
you.
literally, and I'll like stand there like this when I say annoyed. He's like, feeding birds again. I'm like, yeah.
This is the last piece I'm going to give you before we sign off. Have you seen those videos online where people will put glasses on and put like a paper plate right in front of their, have you seen this?
No, I need to
we're
do
gonna,
this.
We're going to dive into this. And they just put bird feed right on the plate, and they have like a hat with like a blanket on or whatever, so the bird has no idea there's a person there, and the bird flies right up to your eyes.
I need this.
You do need this.
I need to get a GoPro now.
Sorry to your husband. But yeah. In fact, your husband should do this. Yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of In Good Company, where we really do believe that the best parts in business happen in good company. Thank you so much.
This is good.
Thanks for listening to In Good Company. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more information or to connect with Mike, visit him online at thomasmediagroup.co or on Instagram at Michael L. Thomas. Thanks again for listening, and remember, the best of business happens in good company. We'll see you next time.